The Forgotten Passenger. The subway was almost empty at this hour. Just a few scattered passengers, their faces buried in their phones or lost in thought. Jacob adjusted his bag and stepped onto the train, settling into a seat near the door. The air inside was stale, heavy with something he couldn't quite place. The doors slid shut with a dull thud. The train lurched forward. Jacob glanced around. There was a man sitting across from him, staring out the window. His clothes were tattered, his skin pale. Something about him felt off. He never blinked, never moved, just stared into the darkness outside. The train rattled along the tracks, the overhead lights flickering for just a moment. When they came back on, the man had shifted slightly, his head now tilted toward Jacob, his lips curled into a faint, unnatural smile. Jacob turned away, staring at his phone, pretending not to notice. The train screeched into the next station, the doors sliding open with a mechanical hiss. A woman stepped on, taking a seat a few rows away. The doors closed. The train continued. Jacob risked another glance at the man. His breath caught in his throat. The man was now sitting 2 seats closer, but Jacob hadn't seen him move. The train lights flickered again. This time, the man was even closer, close enough that Jacob could see his eyes, dark, empty pits staring right through him. A chill ran down Jacob's spine. He looked around. The woman, the other passengers, none of them seemed to notice. His heart pounded. He pulled his phone out, trying to distract himself. The screen lit up, but it wasn't his home screen. It was a live feed of himself, sitting on the train. His hands trembled as he looked up. The man was now in the seat beside him, his face mere inches away. His skin was gray, stretched too tight over his skull. His mouth parted, revealing teeth far too sharp, far too numerous. Jacob tried to move, but his body refused to respond. The train lights flickered one last time. Darkness. Silence. When the lights came back on, the train was empty. The woman, the few passengers, gone. The only thing left was Jacob's bag, sitting alone on the seat. The train screeched into the next station. The doors slid open. A new passenger stepped in, taking a seat across from an empty row, unaware, waiting.